Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes more or less ship review, right behind me, the AEGIS Gladius. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, welcome back to another review. Today, the AEGIS Gladius. Thank you, What124, Cypher1, and WinRAR for joining me on today's adventure for the PvP battles for the AEGIS Gladius and getting all the best shots that I possibly could. This ship here is $90, or you can buy it in-game for 2,381,400 aUEC. Now you're going to be asking, I did this ship about 10 months ago, but there's been a lot of changes to this ship that has changed how it flies and fights compared to many other light fighters now in the game. I'm going to be making a tier list soon, and this is still an S tier ship, but now it's no longer just the only top dog. There are other light fighters out there that can actually compete, which is really nice. Now this ship does have a 5 minute and 49 second claim time, or if you're to expedite it, it is 1 minute and 56 seconds. The pilot does have 1,598 burst damage per second due to the two size 3 CF337 Panthers, as well as the one size 3 Mantis GT220, typically on the nose of the ship. You do also have two size 3 Arrestor 3 missiles and 4 size 2 Ignite 2 missiles that the pilot controls, allowing you to have a little bit of missile payload, which is really nice. A lot of people like to switch those out to size 1s, which aren't terrible. You can go ahead and shut down somebody from leaving a battle if they decide to try the NAV out. Now, one big change I would say for this ship, if you're getting into PvP, which if you own this ship, there's a really good chance that you are, is to swap that front Mantis GT220 to a CF337 Panther, as you'll see throughout this entire video my ship is equipped with and the other party's ships are equipped with, because your damage does go to 1,637 burst damage per second, but your round velocity also goes up to 1,800 instead of 1,600, and, well, you don't have to worry about reloading your ballistics after every fight, which is really nice. Also, ballistics get a negative penalty to its damage output just due to the fact that we don't have the armor system in game yet, so they already lose 50% of their damage output just due to that, not even considering the shields taking away some of the damage from ballistics as well. So with that, I recommend having a full package of either CF337s or going into the MBD30s if you're going to PvP. Now, I would probably start with the CF, as the NDBs have a slower round speed sitting at about 1,400, so it makes it a lot harder to hit your target, and so that pip will be further from the ship that you're attacking typically, so something to consider there. Now, you do have two size 1 shield generators outputting 3,460 bubble shield, which with any light fighter, having two shield generators is always better than having one, so I really do like that. This ship does have 6,110 ship HP, which used to be 2 critical points, the nose of the ship and then the body of the ship, but they got rid of the nose critical point and now it's just the body. So to kill this ship, you have to take out the body, so if the nose goes red, that damage now transfers from the nose to the body when being attacked. Now this ship does have a top speed of 226 SCM with a 520 forward boost and a 268 backwards boost, as well as a NAV speed of 1,193. She's definitely not terribly slow, so I do like that. For fighting, it's a good fighting speed. it for 226 SCM, and then you're going to be boosting to try to, outmaneuver and make sure that your pip is not something easy to hit, you do have quite the boost capability with this ship. So it's at a great spot still. It's still an S tier fighter in the end. You do have a total pitch yaw roll of 68, 52, 200 with a boosted 82, 62, 240. Now that's just with your standard Gladius blade, but if you were to look at the actual differences between that and your other blades, which would be the Gladius TSB and the Gladius B, as you can see on screen here, you don't really get that many changes between the three. You get 1 or 2 extra pitch yaw roll if you're going with the Gladius B, or if you were to go with the Gladius TSB, it's a little bit less, but you get a little bit more speed. Honestly, the differences are so small that it really won't matter if you have one over the other in a fight. So pick one and go with it. Me, personally, I just stick with the standard. Now you have 48 flares and 5 noise, which is pretty average among all the fighters out there. And then you have 13.5 SCU of hydrogen fuel and 1.3 SCU of quantum fuel, allowing you to go ahead and jump around a little bit, but it's a carrier or station-borne fighter, so don't expect to be out on any very long distance hauls because you don't have the fuel or the bunk capacity to do that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some PvP against some other ships in its class and a little bit outside of its class and see what happens. As you can see, this ship is a very capable fighter. A lot of times a ship like this is all about the pilot skill. If you got the jump on a target first, if you're hitting your target just a little bit more than the other target, these are a lot of factors with these light fighters now. And it's not just, hey, the Gladius beats all, haha, game over. If anybody tells you that, it's just not accurate. You have the Arrow, which is fantastic. You have the Wolf, which is fantastic. You have the Talon, which does great. Is this one still an S-tier fighter? Absolutely. But now there's a couple S-tier fighters, and there's a lot of potential out there that this ship could be the end all for you, and you could do amazing, just dependent on how much flight time you have behind the stick or mouse and keyboard or whatever you use to fly. That's all that matters here, and this is a great ship to do it with. Overall, my score is a 94 out of 100, and I really do like the ship. The Gladius is still a lot of fun, but personally, I just love flying the Wolf, so I'm gonna go back to having fun with the Wolf, but the Gladius is here to stay as a top tier fighter. Let me know what you think of the Gladius with the most recent changes. It's a little bit more fragile, but it's still not bad. It's not. There's a lot of ships out there that have much less HP, so that's not the biggest concern here. Let me know what you think, and of course, thank you for watching, thank you for being here, thank you for being a supporter on YouTube, as well as, of course, Patreon. You all are truly amazing, and I will see you all in the next one.